Man, we're in here with the legendary Mouse on the track, Baton Rouge living legend, Southern living legend, hip hop living legend. Made a lot of dance floors move, rocked the crowds, man. Somebody that influenced the hell out of me and my people. And man, when I heard that gangster music back in the day, changed my life. We got Mouse on the track that'll make them bounce and act. Man,
what up, brother?
Man, thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate the opportunity.
I appreciate the love.
To finally
bro.
interview you, bro. I mean, Big Blossom out right now, and we're gonna get into that too.
Yes,
the
sir.
new project on, but I want to start from the beginning for people that might know and people might not know, because I know you don't do a lot of interviews. So, like I said,
Right.
again, I appreciate you for letting me do this, coming all the way from New Orleans to Baton Rouge.
All love, bro. I
Showing
love
that
what you
love.
got going, bro. You know
Man.
what I'm saying? You do everything authentic, it's real, and you're a real historian, bro. And I learned a lot from you. And you be spitting straight facts and you unbiased with it. So it's a pleasure.
Man, I appreciate that. So, Mouse, I want to start it from the beginning. What part of Baton Rouge you grew up in, and how was it growing up in Baton Rouge?
I was raised in this neighborhood called, man, I grew up everywhere, but you know, I lived in this neighborhood called Monticello. It's like right down the street from Sherwood. I went to Bel Air High. You know, it's in the heart of Sherwood. So, but you know, I grew up everywhere. My grandmother, she stayed at Glen Oaks. You know, my partners, they was from everywhere. So, you know, I was floating around the city.
So you said you grew up between Sherwood and Glen Oaks. So
Yeah, like
both
that's, and you know, shit, my daddy, he from Scotland. You know what I'm saying? So I touched everywhere. I got to see all around Baton Rouge, you know, and how people was living, you know what I'm saying?
And that probably gave you a lot of friends, and you probably met a lot of people living in all those different
Yeah,
spots too. Right?
friends, cousins, you know. I just grew up in Baton Rouge.
Right. 225 Big Raggedy.
Yes, sir.
So how many siblings do you have, if you have any?
I got two sisters.
Okay.
An older sister and a younger sister.
Okay, so how was that growing up with two sisters and stuff, one being older and one, telling me you probably was doing, then you probably protecting one so much because she was smaller.
Yeah, pretty much. But I ain't gonna lie, my little sister, she, I ain't have to protect her. She had it in her. You know what I'm saying? When she was coming up, she had a fight with a dude and the chick at one time in the store. So she was about hers.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So she held her own. I ain't never really had to come to her defense.
Right.
They ain't never really put me in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? We had good parents, bro. Shout out to my parents, bro. They raised us, you know, damn well.
And I was going to ask you, like, so how was it growing up? So you said both your parents stayed in the household together. So your mom and dad both in Baton Rouge too, originally?
Yeah. Both of them from Scotland, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, they did a good job, bro. They worked hard. Both of them worked hard. You know, they raised us in a good neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? At the time, it's still a good neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, shout out to them, bro. They made it happen for us, you know. I know a lot of people don't have stories where they can, like, you know, shout their parents out, because, you know, one probably wasn't there, the daddy probably was gone, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my parents for for staying together and raising us, you know, the way a child would want to be raised, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. Like you said, you don't really hear that a lot in our community. So when you do get that, like you said, it's good to give them their flowers.
Yeah.
Big Blossom.
Big Blossom, man.
So, and just to say, what your mom and dad first names, your mom and dad.
Joyce and Greg.
Okay. Oh, Greg.
Yeah.
My name Greg.
Oh,
wow,
man.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
They got a good name and all that stuff like that. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So you said, what the schools you say you went to, like from elementary to high school?
Man, I went to Scotlandville Middle. I went to Park Forest Middle. I went to Bel Air High.
And what elementary schools you went to?
I went to Greenbrier.
Okay.
Elementary. Mr. Denham. They know what's happening.
Damn. So that was a special school that, like you said, they know what's happening. What was so dope about that school?
Mr. Denham, well, you know, shit, one of my partners, you know, we grew up in he on Trill too. And we went, you know, we just grew up in the same, a lot of Baton Rouge is small, a lot of people know each other, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, it's crazy how things come back around full circle, you know what I'm saying? Like, we went to elementary school together, next thing you know, we in the same, you know, company together.
Right, music, they making music together and stuff like that. So how did you fall in love with music, start producing music and stuff too?
Shit, being around my family, you know, my family type of family, we always throw them gatherings, them parties, everybody, they get together, they dancing, and you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's how it first started, man, just growing up, holidays with the family, everybody dancing, you know what I'm saying? Back then it was MC Hammer and all that, you know what I'm saying? And it was fun, you know what I'm saying? That was our fun. So even after that, like later on, that's when my people started going to church, and they got me in church. You know, they got good music in church, soul, you know, heartfelt music in church. And, you know, I got a lot of that soul from, you know, the church.
Black church. So was you playing organs, or was you just listening to it at the time, or you played music at the church, or you just was getting the feel of that soul from the church?
I used to go to church and really just listen, you know what I'm saying? And like they had this piano in the back of the church. I played everything by ear. I could try to do piano lessons, but you know, it was too slow for me. I just wanted to play, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be active. So I used to go in the back of the church and I go play some old Cash Money, some old No Limit. You know, I used to try to replay I'm About It, replay Number One Stunner and all this, you know, in the back of the church. Yeah, they ain't know what was going on. I'm back there playing straight, you know, hip hop gangster music.
You playing soul church music and all that gospel. You back there making Cash Money music.
I'm back there trying to remake Manny Fresh stuff. Yeah,
trying to put it together. Then, so all right, that you said KLCs and Manny Fresh's. I heard in interviews before that you said Juvenile and Beats by the Pound and Manny Fresh definitely one of your favorites. Tell me about them and tell me about some of your other musical influences too.
Man, Juvie is still today like my all-time favorite rapper. If it wasn't for Juvie, I wouldn't even be, rapping the way I'm rapping. You know what I'm saying? And then see, growing up, I was Cash Money head. You know what I'm saying? That's who I grew up listening to, like the BG. Man, wasn't that Bob your head? Because I know you like the Bob
back and forth and let my nigga first drive.
Yeah, so I was in middle school when that came out. You know what I'm saying?
Uptown got you catching up, yeah.
But then when Juvie came with the 400, that's when I went to high school. Juvie was breaking the lyrics down to where I understood what was going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like he was educating us, but the way he explained it, I was so receptive to it because not only did he was saying shit that made sense, but he was saying it in a harmony to where I could remember the shit. You know what I'm saying? That was the way I learned. Like I learned through melody. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you listen to some of my music, a lot of my music got melody. Even if I'm rapping, it got some type of melody and cadence.
Rubbing on my head.
You see what I'm saying?
And when you say that about that sound, Sugar Slim, the co-founder of Cash Money, he liked to call it the off the porch flow. He said Juvenile had that swing with that off the porch flow, so that was what you was getting when my 9 gonna ride with me. Yeah. So, and like you said, he told those stories that made you see the hood because he brought you right to it, right to the projects or right there.
Right,
so that was dope. So you said Juvenile was one of your biggest influences, and what about as a producer, as a rapper, Juvenile as a producer, who was it?
Oh shit! At the gate, I gotta give all the credit to Manny Fresh, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my biggest inspiration when it came to production. Right. You know what I'm saying? Manny Fresh. And I tell him that I met Manny before. It was good to meet him, Manny. I did a lot with Manny. Manny, he was on some big bro shit for real. So he always showed love. And that was a pleasure for me to, even have a chance to meet like my idol in production. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like I said, man, your beats is so dope, and like I said, you remind me of Fresh a lot too, because like I said, to me, you brought that fun to Trill. Like Manny Fresh always be having the little skits on Cash Money, make you laugh. You got the old school cars, and you had that swagger too. Like you love old school cars. You always brought the fun to Trill, the dancing, dancing in the Zoom video, just that whole swagger. So I felt like you was what that was, and I always say too, think about Juvenile, like. Boosie was more like BG, like the gangster one talking all the gangster stuff, straight hood stuff. But then Webbie had those songs like Juvenile might have Back That Ass Up. Webbie have That's a Bad Bitch. Girl, Give Me That. Juvenile have those type of records that's gonna make the club rock. And BG spit that gangster shit, but he had New Orleans on lock like Boosie. So I always compare them in that, and then I kind of compare Big Head a little bit to Turk and the Hot Boys, and then Fox was like Wayne to me because he was spitting and he had dope music and stuff like that. I just, like we talked about that album, Street Gospel, you said, Asylum said that was a great album or something. What you said Asylum said about Street Gospel?
They love that album. Asylum really, they feel like that was one of the best albums, you know what I'm saying, that came from under Trill at that time. So they really love Street Gospel.
I wish they would, like I said, I just wish
a lot of people love that album. I was getting my car washed today and they were telling me like, yeah man, that Street Gospel was something serious. So yeah, that was a nice album.
Yeah, like I said, so all right, so when I first got on y'all, bro, it was like, in New Orleans, it was like listening to Boosie when I was coming up with whatever. Oh man, don't listen to that or whatever, man. His voice too high pitched and sound crazy. We don't want to hear that. We want to listen to Dipset or Jay-Z something else, whatever, and all that. But they was giving them a hard time. Now, you got people that go to college that we had that was going to Southern and all that. So we heard about Boosie and Webbie, but I went to visit my cousin them in Napoleonville, and they brought me we went to the Franklinton Fair. So I hear that, hold up, Rough and Rucky. I heard Webbie and I heard this Baby Mama Baby. I'm like, man, who the fuck these did? Like, man, that's Boosie and Webbie. I ain't never heard them. I'm like, I heard of Boosie, but I didn't know they was coming like this. And I'm listening to these Girl Give Me That and Swerve and just all this shit or whatever. And I'm like, man, and you made 8 tracks on that project. It was 16 tracks all together. You made 8, and like I said, when I heard that, I went back to the CD man in New Orleans. We had burnt the first one, but we couldn't stop listening to it. And I was just like, man, that shit just was a game changer. Like, when did you first started working with them? Was that the first time you worked with Trill on the project? Was it?
Yeah, I came in right after Ghetto Stories. Like, soon as Ghetto Stories dropped, bro, had to be like a week or two later. I'm in that's when I had met Big Mel first. But I really got in when I had met Turk. We had a studio at this duplex, and that's why I had met Turk at the duplex. And the first song we ever recorded was Swerve. Yeah.
Wow. And like I said, I think about on that Wanna Be a Baller shot call, you said swerving in the bourbon, on that, and I think about, Texas, they swing, y'all was calling it swerving. And I felt like when I heard it, I'm like, I could hear the Texas influence, like I guess Pimp being around just them type of beats, and then I heard the New Orleans influence, but it was a perfect mesh. And you took that, and then I know around that time, jig music was getting big around the ecstasy time. Everybody's popping X. We was calling them wiggers in New Orleans. Y'all was calling them jiggers, jiggalators, and Sam I Am in the song. So, what is jig music for people that don't know what jig music is, and what does it mean to Baton Rouge and to you?
Man, jig music is just that. It's that music that got that bop in it, and you just hit that. It's just like I was calling it that little Baton Rouge bounce. It's just, what I'm saying, that's what the jigging is, you know what I'm saying? When you, like, at first, when they first started jigging, like, niggas used to think, everybody wasn't doing it because they used to think it was feminine on some shit, you know what I'm saying? Back then, that's what niggas used to do like this and do like this and touch on themselves because they was rolling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they jigging it, it looked weird at first, but shit. Once it became, household, it was fun to do. Everybody started doing it. It's just like the little, it's like a bass line that, and when you get that, and you get to doing that, just what jigging is.
And take it to a whole nother level, like you said, that Baton Rouge bounce. So when I think about stuff like I said, the influence that you had on the music and the beats, and like I said, the Sam I Ams, the people because I know they played a big part in it with the jiggalators. How do you feel like you was able to take a song like Girl Give Me That, That's a Bad Bitch, and make it where everybody understand that sound and stuff like that?
Man, honestly, bro, my biggest thing that I ever wanted to do, I used to be a fan of the dudes in the old schools with their pressure on the trunk. They used to ride down the street, and that's really, man, that was like my biggest goal. All I ever wanted to do was just drop a track with that pressure in it,
right?
Just so I could see dudes coming down the street, bang that. That was my biggest goal, bro. At one point in time when I was coming up, I just wanted to make a track with that pressure in it, and see everybody in the city playing it who got that pressure in their trunk.
So how it felt like when you did for the first time see everybody riding around probably bumping Swerve or something off gangster music, like, man, I really made that beat, and they really going crazy to it in the club or even in the streets.
Man, that was one of my biggest thrills right there. Like, that felt more rewarding than getting a plaque. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing your hometown, fucking with the music that you created in your house. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the whole city, you know what I'm saying? Just really playing that music that you created that came out your brain into a keyboard into the streets.
How do you feel about, like I said, because it's so Baton Rouge, so southern, I feel like a lot of time in New Orleans, being an hour away, it's kind of different culturally because, we like grew up a lot of Jay-Z, Dipset, had a big influence on New Orleans, and I noticed like when I listen to a lot of Baton Rouge rappers, even when they talk, they'll say I was influenced by Juvenile, Tech and Main, them say Soulja Slim, and even Young Boy say he was influenced a lot by Lil Fat. A lot of people know it. Sometimes might say besides Wayne, they might say Jay-Z, Jadakiss, this, that, and all that. Why do you feel like Baton Rouge connects so much with the southernness? Like, why is it, like you said, the old schools, the down south shit? Like, why do y'all love the southernness so much, or why you feel like it's so embedded in y'all culturally in Baton Rouge, southern?
See, when I
style.
think about it though, see, when you look at New Orleans, they call it like we call New Orleans the city. You probably call New Orleans the city too. Like,
Right.
shit, we out here, we going to the city, we going to New Orleans. So if you look at New Orleans, man, New Orleans got like a real city vibe. You know what I'm saying? You got the big buildings, you got the professional football team, professional basketball team. You got a culture that unlike no other. You know what I'm saying? So New Orleans got their own thing. So when they see a city, they think I ain't gonna say they think, but they feel connected to another big city,
Right.
like a New York. You know what I'm saying? And BR, shit, all we know is, people might say we country, but we just, stick to the stuff that we connected to and related. That's relatable to us. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we don't really have the big buildings and all that. So, we just stick to what we see every day. You know what I'm saying?
I know, yeah. Like I said, because I know you love old school cars a lot, and I even seen the videos of young boy riding in box Chevys, even when Gates made I'm a grinder, he riding in old school. So I know y'all like that, even though I know Currency like that, and Manny Freshnam like the old schools and the new cars. But I know like Baby was really on foreign cars, everything Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, that shit, but y'all still love y'all old school cars and that knock in the trunk and that candy paint.
We start like today. You starting to see a lot of foreigns and stuff that are passed through BR. The whip game a little different. Like, you still gonna see people coming through in the cutlasses and stuff like that. But I feel like we done mixed the modernness
right
together a little bit in BR. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know you said you still have the old school Rams and stuff you was talking about. And all
Yeah,
that
I still got my old school 71 shit.
Right. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that's some real southern shit.
We just embrace it. We embrace that hood shit. We embrace it. You know what I'm saying? We don't shy away from it.
Just mix it all together.
We love what it is.
A lot of product. How did Lil Handy come up with that mouse on the track making bounce and act? How did that y'all relationship, and how did he come up with that on that song? And you took that and said, I'm gonna make this my tag.
Right. So man, I was working with Handy before I even much signed with Trill initially. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of the first artists I really was working with, from producing. So Handy, we had did a song called Cut the Lights On. I had did the hook on there, and like I say, I've been knowing Webbie too, so I hollered at Webbie, and Webbie came through and did the verse, you know what I'm saying, on the strength for Handy. So he showed love. They both was, Webbie was in and out of Glen Oaks too, so Handy from Glen Oaks. Shit, Webbie showed love. So in the song, Handy say, see Mouse drop the track, could it make you bounce a neck, and I done pop the pill and sniff the powder pack. I get funky, I'm a donkey, I'm a lion, I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So after Handy died in that car crash, I was that's when I was with Trill like full time, and I just grabbed that tag because I wanted to make his name
live on.
I wanted to make his name live on. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him to still be heard, not be forgot about. So shit. Every time White Man Down come on, every time not Bad Chick, every time Independent come on, Signature Mouse on the track song come on, they gonna hear the Handy voice. So you know what I'm saying? I'm able to honor him in that way.
And how do his family feel about that you did that for him, and what do they think about it?
I know his brother Tar, man, I know they was appreciative of it. I know they glad to hear his brother voice anytime, on a big stage like that. So,
right.
And his sister Ashley, yo.
Rest in peace, Lil Handy, or whatever. Because a lot of people always say he was like y'all version of Soulja Slim. Like if y'all and people in New Orleans like, what is his music like, or what did he remind you? And everybody say he was street like that, and people respected him a lot in Baton Rouge. I hear a lot about him, and that's why I want to ask you that, or whatever, because I heard the song and I was like, oh, that's where it came from. I'm on Off the Porch. They was talking about telling Be Real how important he is to the Baton Rouge sound, and he was even saying like you and him was important. I remember I was telling you I love that song too, on that Big Dog, and you said I'm a big dog. You said he made that beat. Be Real had made.
BJ made that Big Dog beat.
I mean BJ. That's what I mean. Hold on, BJ. Oh no.
BJ, yeah, BJ from Donaldsonville.
Yeah. That's the other. All right, because I know it was you,
yeah,
BJ, and it was Be Real or whatever and all that. See how I thought you said that. So yeah. So, but all right. So why was y'all so important and y'all sounds are so different? But why you feel like BJ, Be Real, and you were so important to even this sound in this area?
I mean, you know, we was working with, you know, some of the best rappers in the city at that time, down there probably the state at the time. You know, they had a Boosie and Webbie had a point in time where they was the hottest artists in the state. Down there the hottest artists in the South.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the production that we putting under them is definitely gonna stand out because these some of the hottest artists in the South. And the sound started shifting once the production was under some of the hottest artists in the South, you know what I'm saying? And man, we all work together, you know what I'm saying? Shit, me, Be Real, BJ. Like we used to be locked in hotels, you know what I'm saying? Shit, not getting no sleep, you know what I'm saying? Not showering because we wanted to do it. And we were students, you know what I'm saying? We was just doing creative stuff, just trying to do something different, but we all loved that 808.
Right.
And, you know, we fell in love with, you know, playing around with that 808 and just making that 808 a bass line and just, you know, just being creative with it.
Yeah, y'all was like you said, y'all was like the beast by the pound of Trill Entertainment and stuff like that, and with Turk and Mel at the helm doing what they was doing, and y'all doing what y'all doing the music, and then you got Boosie and Webbie and a slew of other artists. It was just so fire. When y'all did that song, You Shell and Lil Fat, that Do It Baby Sticky. I know, like, you know, Lil Duval did it with the Living My Best Life, but I remember y'all did it, and a lot of people did it, and I liked it that too, because I'm like, you know, that was you know, paying homage kind of the DJ Jimmy song and all. I think that came out in '92 and stuff like that, and then y'all had to Wash My Shoes. So y'all, like you said, man, 3 Deep, you know, what you was doing with them and what you was doing as a producer with BG and Be Real and stuff like that, that shit was definitely game changing. Now, I'm gonna go to this and I'm gonna go back to some other stuff. Big Blossom and all that stuff right there. That's what you work, that's what you got out right now on all the streaming sites and stuff like that. And I like the song Big Blossom, and I think DJ Super Mike or somebody played it.
Yeah, he just
the other day on 9
played it on the radio, like instantly, like, you know, I didn't think that was gonna be one of the songs that he was gonna lean towards. You know, that's kind of a smooth song. You know, I'm known for the club tracks and you know, a lot of people, they love me for my club tracks, you know what I'm saying? But I listen to everything. Like after Juvenile, Erykah Badu, my favorite artist, you know, shit, I got her silhouette tatted on my arm, you know what I'm saying?
That's a nice silhouette, because she is definitely nice. Yeah, she went to, I think she went to Grammy too.
Yeah, she went to Grammy. So it's like she got that healing music, you know what I'm saying? And when I think of Big Blossom, I feel like Big Blossom got that healing music in it. You know, it's all about, like I say, encouraging life, you know, appreciating life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the song Big Blossom.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Then I got, you know, they got the feel in it, of the bounce sound, and then I listened to like Pure Intentions with Boosie. I like the song Acres too, and how you talking about the South and the land and all that stuff like that. So it's showing your business side, and I like it, the whole idea, especially by you dropping, I guess, in the spring. You know, everything blossoming, the flowers and all that, and just like you know, a new leaf you turning over. You know, Big Blossom, a new moment.
Oh, yeah.
So why did you that's why I want to name the reason you named it that, or what's the reason you named it Big Blossom?
Well, you know, in 2017 I dropped a project called Everything on Blossom. You know what I'm saying? And that was my way trying to shift, you know, what was going on in the city and in the state. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, as we live life, you know, we meant to learn and grow from it. Like they say, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
So, you know, I'm just trying to share, like, even all my music, I always been the type of dude, like, even, it was always positive. You know what I'm saying? It always made you feel good. I ain't never really dropped music to, like, try to make somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because that ain't how I grew up, you know what I'm saying? I was always true to myself. I'm going to make music that you can have fun to, that you can relate to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't causing no harm or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Good spirit.
Right. And how do you feel about artists that might make music and they feel like they only can make, you know, gangster music or street music because that's the only way they're going to be accepted? And you saying you staying true to yourself and making music that you feel good with and not trying to always fit in. What do you feel about the artists in Baton Rouge that might feel like, man, if I ain't making a song like this person, that person, nobody ain't gonna like it?
I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta be true to yourself. They got a lot of dudes who really in them situations, and they got a lot of people who can, like, connect and relate to what they be talking about, even if it's street shit, even if it's, you know, whatever it is, whatever they got going on. If that's what you true to, and that's how you really living, you know, get that, do that, let that be your therapy, let that be your release. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to, you know, do something. You don't have to step outside of your comfort zone to be accepted. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't have to step outside of your reality to be accepted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stay true to yourself, man. Drop that shit that's just authentic and real. People gonna accept it more when it's like that in it. They gonna accept it. They gonna be receptive to that anyway.
Right.
If it's raw, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, it's real.
How you feel about that? I seen I think Clutch Williams and even Sean Cotton asked Maine this before. Well, he asked Tech, and he was saying like lingo that Baton Rouge kind of gave to the game, and then people try to run off with it. And I know Young Reddy and Mister had made the "Is Up There," and then I know Tech and Maine took the "Is Up There" and stuck there, and then you get Carly B with that song "Is Up" and it's stuck. And then and I know Gates said he kind of gave the game pressure because pressure come from Baton Rouge. Like nobody was saying that's pressure. The dumb way and all. I know in the Bay they go dumb too, but I do know that I feel like y'all gave a lot to the game. How do you feel about that? And I know I want to say this too, just to piggyback off that. How I feel like that ratchet sound that got popular in California with Mustard and YG, I feel like was influenced a lot by you. And you said that before that Mustard was influenced by you, or he said that you influenced this sound too?
I seen he gave me some props, you know what I'm saying? He shouted me out. That was love, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
DJ Mustard.
You know? Yeah, DJ Mustard, man. Shit, I'm saluting everybody who's doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he showed me love in the interview, so that was love.
Yeah.
Yup.
Like I said, I know Shreveport coined it, with Lava House and stuff like that, and Mr. Ratchet Life with the
the whole ratchet terminology
come from Shreveport, and then Boosie did the song, but I know they was calling it the ratchet sound in California at that time. But back to that, like I said, how do you feel about the lingo that y'all gave to the game and that people really, pulling, you got the Gates big, and what y'all did, I feel like y'all set the stage for that, because you get Boosie and Webbie and y'all, and then you get, like you said, the Kevin Gates and all that. But before that, like you said, Young Bleed and Master P, with that, how you do that there, and Loke. But then y'all, then Gates, then the Young Boys, Fredos, and everything else. How do you feel about what Baton Rouge is now, today, and y'all influence on, like you said, the lingo and even the sound?
Yeah, that lingo, man, like I said, it come from like the streets, the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? They talk like that regularly every day. You go in the grocery store, you know what I'm saying? You see somebody in the club, they got into it. Shit, what's happening? It's up with me. It's outside, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like that. Shit like that. Like, yeah, that's how we talk. That's just how we talk regularly. Like, I don't think, like, people pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but BR gave a lot to the game, but it ain't just us. Shit, New Orleans gave a lot to the game. Like you say, Shreveport came with the ratchet. They had their own lingo. But even outside of the states, like, you got the Bay gave a lot to the game, the way they talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just feel like, me personally, shit, I embrace it, because when I see, other artists, around like nationwide artists, you can call them, and they use words like "yeah, it's up," and you hear them say it in song, shit, I feel like that's a plus for BR, because they fucking with the vibe, you know what I'm saying? They fucking with us, you know what I'm saying? So shit, I embrace it, salute it. That mean, shit, if they fucking with us like that mean that another artist from BR, you got an opportunity to people to fuck with you in your natural state.
Right.
You know
how you feel about that too? Like, I think LeBron James was like going crazy to one of your songs before too and all that. How did that feel? And like even the whole TikTok wave with everybody just going crazy with the jig music and dancing to it, and like, you seeing graduations going viral on Shade Room and all that, but it's jig music. How you feel about LeBron and just this TikTok wave of this jig whole Baton Rouge movement?
Well, shit, yeah, I got a big shout out to LeBron. That's one of my favorite athletes of all time. So, what you seen, you probably seen him on. He was doing a workout.
Yeah.
He was doing a workout. And he was listening to Do It, Stick It, and Wipe It Down. He was turned up, and shit, to see one of your favorite athletes, you know what I'm saying, feeling your music like that, it's a rewarding feeling. So shit, I'm glad to see that. I need to catch him courtside of the game. So.
And then you said the Rams. Then they said the Rams that came out to
set it off. Yeah. For the
Class.
Super Bowl this year, man. The Rams came out to set it off. I'm like, damn.
So it came a long
year
way.
later. Yeah. So yeah.
Came a long way from, like you said, you just wanted to hear somebody riding past it to the Super Bowl, one of the largest stages in sports.
Yeah.
They coming a professional team coming out to your music,
Right.
and you just a guy from Baton Rouge, whatever, with a kid with a dream,
Yep.
from Baton Rouge and stuff like
Yep.
that. How did y'all even make that record? I remember when I was in the club with my cousin them and being from New Orleans, I'm listening. We was in, I don't know if it was Homer, Appaloosa, somewhere we was in the town in Louisiana, and I'm bucking to set it off. And my cousin's like, man, why you bucking to that country ass shit, man? Boosie sound crazy, man. You look lame. Like, I'm like, man, I like this shit, man. I'm like, damn, like I got in trouble. They was getting on me for liking, but I'm like, dog, this shit hard, dog. You hear this fucking beat, you hear you want to talk shit, you want to run, you know, you want some gangster. So I was like, that shit was just like, it's just a whole another thing when that song come on. How did y'all come up with that, and what made you go in that certain direction, production wise, when you was making that track that day?
Man, we was trying to wrap up. We was working on Boosie album, and Boosie was out the studio for a little while, so we had booked the studio session, man, and you know we were glad to see him back in the studio. He was excited to be in there, man. I ain't gonna lie. When we did set it off, that was a collective effort, bro. We had a lot of people in the studio. We bouncing off ideas from each other. We going bar for bar. It was a good vibe. We were glad to be in the studio, and shit, man, Boo was in the yo, and that shit came out raw. I didn't think it was gonna. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. You know, that bitch set it off. It did real good.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I used to be in my cousin stayed in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So riding past hearing like Savage Life and that Boosie album, everybody riding past bumping it. And I was like, in Mississippi, it's like that shit is like on a whole nother level. Even though it's like a lot of love in Louisiana, but it was kind of hard to win New Orleans over. At that time, like I said, I feel like Gates was the one that the whole New Orleans liked him, and the whole state, and Young Boy. But y'all went through it. But I felt like I always liked it. But when I was in Mississippi, just like the whole Mississippi just loved y'all.
Right, man.
Like,
Mississippi.
how was it when y'all did shows, or just being out there and you feeling that love that people from Mississippi telling y'all they and Savannah too?
Savannah,
Georgia.
Augusta, man, all them places was like
Milwaukee.
Yeah, man, Jacksonville,
Florida, Duval.
Shout out to Jacksonville,
Duval,
man.
definitely.
Hey, man, I'll be doing him injustice if it was just so many states outside of I ain't gonna say states, but so many cities, you know what I'm saying, outside in Florida, in Mississippi, in Alabama, man, Texas, parts of Texas, like they really love them dudes, bro. They really love Boosie and Webbie, man, like for real, bro. And they treat them like superstars at the shows. Right.
And how do you keep up with, like you say, I guess equipment y'all use to make music these days from back when you was first starting out doing it, and you know the younger generation being influenced by you and stuff like that? How do you keep up with the sound and evolving your sound and stuff like that today?
You gotta adjust to the game. We gotta adjust to the times. You know what I'm saying? I think in 2006, that's when I had moved to Reason. So that's a computer software to make beats. At first, I was making everything on the Triton and the MPC. You know what I'm saying? And 2006, that's when I had moved to Reason and shit. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't been back to hardware since. You know what I'm saying? Everything been software. I just recently got on FL, I want to say in like 2019. You know what I'm saying? So from 2006 to 2018, I was like straight Reason. I kept upgrading my Reason software and shit. 2019, when I was in Atlanta, shout out to DJ Spins. I was working with DJ Spins and we was trying to collab. But you know, everybody using FL out there, and I'm like, man, I gotta learn this shit if I'm gonna be collabing with other producers and shit. So I learned FL and I ain't turned back. I don't think I'm gonna turn back. FL, man, the workflow's super simple, bro. Anything you imagine in your head, it's super easy to put together. Right. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got a simple understanding of how to sequence tracks and you understand the terminology. You know what I'm saying? Like attack, release, decay, all that simple shit. That's when you can really like master FL Studio and shit. Yeah.
How you feel about why is Southern hip hop so important to you, like to music, Southern hip hop?
I mean, shit. That's what we grew up. That's what we grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And shit. If you look at music today, shit, man, it's Southern hip hop culture influence. All the music today, everything got an 808, the claps. I mean, I know, like it came from the TR 808, the rolling TR 808. Like even what's the name of that group who did Houdini?
Houdini, yeah.
Even Houdini was making tracks on that TR 808. But you know,
how many of us have that?
Yeah, but you know, the hip hop they still was known for the boom and the bap. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that heavy 808, distortion 808, like that was really like signified in the South.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what? How did he? Now I know, like you said, man, it's fresh and care and had an influence on you. Was you, cause like your stuff got that grittiness too? Was it influenced a little bit by 3 6 Mafia, like by Paul and them too? DJ Paul and them?
Man, all that was before our time, man. Shit, Lil Jon,
Lil Jon.
Pimp C, UGK, like you say, 3 6 Mafia, man.
Organized Noise, that smooth.
Man, all that shit influenced all the music today, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We heard all that shit we heard on the radio growing up listening to. That shit influenced us. Now, me personally, like you say, you mentioned the Do It Sticking and all that. Like, I was a kid listening to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even know what I was listening to. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, naturally, that was the shit that came up out of me when I grew up and started recording, because I just remember the shit I listened to growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little kid, man, like they sponges. You know what I'm saying? Like, like shit, like, I know so many, like, NO phrases and cadences, but I can't even tell you who they came from, but I just remember it growing up.
All right. So you would say, because I know sometimes people like, oh man, I done heard people, younger people, like you said, me and you like the same age, younger people like, oh man, Baton Rouge sound wasn't never influenced by New Orleans or nothing at all. And like you said, you listen to a lot of it. You listen to Manny Fresh, you listen to Juvie, so of course some of it's gonna be in you, even Do It Baby Sticky. And even when I listen to White Man Out, you can hear the Trigger Man stuff in there and all that stuff like that, but you put your own spin to it. So and even like you said, you know, Master P lived here with No Limit, so there's nothing wrong with. That's why I be telling people, like, if Baton Rouge was influenced a little by it, like everybody, like we was influenced by stuff too. It's nothing wrong with that, because it's an hour away. Master P record label and lived in Baton Rouge, so, and he had a relationship with Young Bleed and all that, so it's only right or whatever.
I mean, everybody influenced by something. Everybody's inspired by something. You know what I'm saying? But when you take it and put your own twist on it, and you make it yours. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about where Bounce came from, too.
New York.
You know what I'm saying?
Drag rap.
Drag rap.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Came from New York. But y'all took it and made it your own. And everybody in Louisiana love it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody's inspired by something. So it's cool to be inspired by something, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go around saying, man, you took this from me, you took this from me. It's all good, man. Just everybody inspired by something. That's what life is.
Everybody gonna put a spin on it. You right, like you said, people might have been influenced by Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Deion Sanders, but you gotta put your own spin on it. I like that, because people that say y'all took that from New York, the drag rap, and hip hop was took from disco songs or old funk songs, and then and then that became hip hop. Exactly. So hip hop got pulled from soul records, James Brown records, and disco songs. So everything, like you said, come from something, and then you just put another little spin on it, and then it become your own and stuff like that, man. So what's anything else you wanna, like you said, let the people know that you got going on, that you got coming up to, and all that?
Oh man, so yeah, I'm back in my groove, man. Like at this point in time, I like a lot of these younger artists, especially like where I'm from Baton Rouge, even New Orleans, man. I'm seeing what's going on, especially like with Rob 49. I love to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Him, turning the light back on that city the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I plan on being more active with a lot of younger artists, making tracks. I'm talking about doing verses. You know what I'm saying? It's a host of Baton Rouge younger artists that's really turned up right now in the state. You know what I'm saying? And I getting their music played in clubs throughout the state, even in Texas, Alabama, and that jig sound's still alive. So it's gonna be. I plan on sticking around. I'm gonna be here for a little while. Right. Yeah, I still feel like I'm getting better. I ain't all the way. I still got room to grow myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. How do you feel too, Mouse, about when people tell like certain artists, "Oh man, you should don't do jiggy type music. It's not gonna go nowhere. It's just a local thing. You're gonna be stagnated by it." And they tell people that too. Because I know people probably told it to Super Bad, I don't do bounce music, it ain't gonna never go nowhere. And then the dude Michael produce, they make Big Room, and that got big, and it's still bouncing fused. How do you feel when people tell people, don't do the jig, you ain't gonna get nowhere just making jiggy type
music? Man,
music?
if you're an artist, make whatever type of music that you want to make. I don't care if it's a country song, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're a real true artist, you're not gonna be defined by one song. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to be defined by one song anyway. So don't be afraid to make music that you don't feel like is gonna be accepted by everybody. If you want to make that type of music and it's pure and it's organic, you know what I'm saying? Make it.
Right.
Don't hold nothing. Don't leave nothing in the tank because of you'll feel what somebody else gonna say about it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay true to yourself. You owe yourself to, because that song that you holding back, that might be the song that changed your life for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's true too. And even like I said, I remember when Man first said when they did Back That Ass Up, you know, he didn't think, people probably was like, oh, the world probably not ready for this. Just like, you know, songs you probably made with that Baton Rouge sound in it. But local, it always start local. You just making a music that your area like, and then it go big time. So a lot of times, you just make the best song that your area like, and then sometimes it just go. But you being true to who you is, like Atlanta, they just make trap music that everybody like, but this is what they do. So
check it out. Like, you know, Gates, he from BR.
Right.
But Gates wasn't making, he did make some BR songs, you know, especially when he was locked up. They released a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? They had that BR sound, and that sound really turned them up. Like you say, he got the city on him. But if he would have stayed there, man, Gates wouldn't have them plex he got right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say, Gates, he took it to a whole nother level, his own sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to YouTube, you can type in Kevin Gates type beat. Once you get people making type beats, that means you have your own sound. So shout out to him for I ain't gonna lie, Gates was never scared to go outside of what other people thought. You know what
you
I'm
can
saying?
definitely tell by his opinion and the way he talk. How do you feel about, like you say, how Young Boy, you know, being mentioned with the Taylor Swifts and the Drakes, you know, when he was in jail, how his album did good, like Tupac, Me Against the World, like being from Baton Rouge, but being mentioned with these pop artists, even though it don't seem like he like at certain award shows and all that, but coming from Baton Rouge, like, and going this far, and looking at it, I know by him being influenced a lot by Lil Fat will be looking down like, damn, bro, like this somebody that was influenced by me, and look where he took it to. So we really had it. It just was all about our timing. How do you feel about an artist from your city being able to go that far and knowing the work that y'all laid and all these people before that, for him to be able to go there and all these other artists?
Shit, as somebody from BR, that's something to be proud of. To see somebody from your city putting up numbers like that, you know what I'm saying? That's something to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? I feel like somebody, you supposed to celebrate people who winning like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be like, that's something to be proud of. You from BR, somebody that'll show you that this dude came from BR and did something like this. You know, he being mentioned with Drake. That means you could do it too, right from BR. No excuse, but you do it your way. You know what I'm saying? He did it his way, and it still sound Baton Rouge. He got his own sound now. You look up, they got, you know, NBA Young Boy type beats. You know what I'm saying? So that should be encouraging for anybody that's coming up. He did it his way from BR. You could do it your way from BR. Keep on going. You know
because I know Drum Dummy was influenced a lot by y'all too. And I know Drum Dummy from a small part of Georgia, and a lot of people should be thinking he was from Baton Rouge the whole time. Like,
I thought he was from Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but that's, hey man, shout out to Drum Dummy. I met Drum Dummy, man. He put in that work. He created his own brand
on YouTube.
You love to see it, bro. Like, keep going, man.
Right.
Keep going.
That's why I say it's crazy that how much, you know, y'all done influence people too.
Yeah.
You know, I know people give us a lot of credit. New Orleans get a lot of credit for the Cash Money's on No Limits and all, and that's cool too, and I appreciate that. But it's always good to be able to celebrate other people in the same state. And I know a lot of times they try to divide us, and I get a lot of flack from it too. Gee, New Orleans is not a part of Louisiana. We our own thing. I'm not with that. And like I tell people, the reason I feel that way because I'm a big Pimp C fan. And if anybody know Pimp C, he all about the South. He all about, like, let's get off these crumbs and get this bread or whatever and all that. Because we stronger together than divided. And like I said, I like, you know, how Rob 49 even got shouted out by Fredo Bang. You know how he said, keep going.
Right.
You know, keep up the good work. Gates was at the video shoot. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we need that. And I always felt like Baton Rouge always showed New Orleans love. Boosie said, cut your throat, I take your heart. That's that Soulja Slim talk. My album Play Forever, like 400 by La Juve. I'm in the 7th wall with, you know, and shit like that. So y'all always show love. And even on that song I represent for all the Katrina victims, man. So that's why I always show love to y'all, because I always seen y'all show love to us, no matter what people might say. But if people know, they know. Right. And all that. And I just want to tell you, man, thank you for letting me come interview you. Thank your partner for letting me come to his space and all that, and come ride from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. I appreciate it, and I'm flattered that.
Man, it's all love, but we're gonna have to finish talking. We're gonna have to do another one, man. Cause shout out to Fredo Bang too, because he did it his way too, and I like how he embraced, you know, other artists too. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, if you got something popping, he'll hop on the feature. I was like when he linked up with Ride 49, I was glad to see that shit like that too. So shout out to him too, bro. I love these younger artists from Baton Rouge that's winning. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Like I said, Fredo came down there and did a video in New Orleans when he did the song with the second line type feel. Like I said, I like what Fredo doing. I like you said, I like a lot of what a lot of them doing. But Tech Man is a slew of artists down there, but all of them embody that Baton Rouge spirit, and I love that y'all have that pride. And I think that's what people love a lot about y'all, is that y'all unapologetic. Y'all love the Big Raggedy.
Right.
Y'all don't want to be from nowhere else but it, no matter what they call it.
We love us, bro. We love us. And we you know, we do have our own identity. You know what I'm saying? And shit, we proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we put BR on the map and shit, we stamp it. We proud to rep it, just like how, you know, New Orleans proud to rep New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And man, it's a lot of people who really mesh from BR. New Orleans and Baton Rouge really be meshing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody around the state, bro. We all love New Orleans because you got to think about it. That's our biggest city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, some people from right here from Louisiana look at New Orleans as a vacation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, shit, we all love New Orleans, bro.
And you love the Saints too. Even though I know some people in Shreveport might like Dallas because I know it's right there.
That's close.
And all that stuff like that. And I be telling people certain things bleed in, just like in Gulfport, Mississippi on the coast, they like a lot of bounce too because they hear the radio station because it's right there. Just like some people from Lake Charles might hear more Texas music because they bleed in because they're right by the border. Dallas might bleed in a little Shreveport because it's right there. Right. So it's always going to be like that, but that don't mean that they probably didn't like the Hot Boys. They didn't like Soulja Slim and them. You know, so that's what I love about it, is that even though we still got our own little styles, we can still respect one another and what we still contribute to the gumbo. Because if anybody should be able to understand inclusiveness is New Orleans, because we're a melting pot. We're a gumbo pot of all these different things that make us who is. Now, I'm going to leave this last word with you. And what would you like to see your city do better at? Like you say, from crime to music to collaboration or just whatever that you feel like the ball, the way y'all got it, now y'all got the light on y'all. What would you want to see y'all do better to make sure that y'all keep that going?
I would like to see more artists celebrate other artists from BR when you see them make it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if more of the artists from BR was to celebrate the artists that were making it from BR, it'll be a lot of peace in the city. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to feel comfortable saluting somebody when they making it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to hate. You know what I'm saying? Don't just salute it. Because you could be next. And you don't want nobody to, you know what I'm saying, try to pull you down. Salute them, man. It's cool. It's okay to salute a nigga that's winning from BR.
Right.
A nigga that's in the same field as you. You probably kin to him but don't even know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how small BR is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta salute the nigga that's winning.
I like that.
So they can pave the way for you.
I like that because Denzel Washington in an interview recently said you got to have attitude and gratitude, and you can show people that you appreciate them and they grind because they come from where you come from. Exactly. And like I said, it's only a matter of time for you get your shot in the game and you ball out. And I'm going to say this too before I let you go. I like how Detroit artists, like I said, a lot of times, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them be trying to help each other out, jump on each other's records, do interviews with up-and-coming people that represent where they from, telling their story, because it's all helping them. Just like Atlanta, you got the Off the Porches, you got the Big Facts, you got the Beehives, all these people doing media together because they keeping their thing going. They telling their story, but they still sneaking y'all stuff in there too, but it's still always Atlanta. And I feel like if Baton Rouge popping and the Baton Rouge artists doing media, people like yourself and all that, giving me a chance or anybody to tell our story, it's going to make us stronger too. And that way we can make our platforms bigger. So everything works together like a fine old machine or whatever and all. And we got to really understand that if we help one another out, we could all pull this shit together and we could do it ourselves. Because sometimes the generation before probably didn't get it all the way right. But we could do it what they probably couldn't to take it to the next level from learning from what came before us.
Right. That's real.
Yeah, man.
That's all we got to do, brother. You got to do a better job of, staying connected, saluting one another. And, shit, when you got the opportunity, shit, and extend that on to somebody to put them in a position to win. You
Well,
know
I
what
want
I'm
to tell
saying?
everybody, make sure they go check out Big Blossom. I want to give your flowers and keep blossoming,
It's love,
keep
bro.
big blossoming. And it's the springtime, so it's only right or whatever. Another. So man, I just want to tell you thank you, man.
Man, it's all
Appreciate
love,
you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Big Blossom, man.
Yeah.
Keep grinding, keep putting in that hard work till you reach that greatest prosperity, man. That's when you blossom.
Mouse dropped the track that make them bounce and act.
That
We
be-
out, baby. Street dreams on me.
Yes, sir.